So I found that the general consensus regarding the whole free will versus determinism debate is that we don't have free will. The mainstream view now seems to be that we are determined, and this seems to be based on the laws of physics as well as common sense to a certain degree. Every single action must have a cause which itself is determined. I think most people can see this, and so to actually have an action, or to actually make a choice which is truly free, a truly free, conscious decision or choice, in order for that to happen, it must somehow break the laws of physics, break the laws of cause and effect. And so, with this in mind, and sort of drifting towards determinism rather than the free will perspective, the question then that we need to be asking is, why have we evolved this illusion of free will? It's very evident that we believe that we are free. We believe that we make these free choices. I believe that I am, holding this cup, or I believe that I made the decision to hold that cup, and I believe that I made the decision to make a drink in the first place, and all these seemingly very simple decisions that we make. We think, well, how could they possibly be determined when I have consciously made the decision to do that, and so this illusion of free will must exist for a reason, and it must be. I mean, I don't think that it's as black and white as people seem to suggest, the whole determinism free will dichotomy. But if we are determined, if the truth about everything and about the world is that we are determined, then there must be an evolutionary reason for us having this illusion of free will. There must be an evolutionary advantage in us having the illusion that all of our choices that we make are free. And so it could be possible that this illusion of free will is designed to somehow protect us from our true motives. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Because if free will is a byproduct of us developing self-awareness, self-consciousness, which to some degree it must be, because if we were consciously, or if we were to become consciously aware of our true intentions and our true motivations, which in themselves are determined, if we were to become aware of our true motives when we do something, it might cause us to, or we might be more inclined to somehow rebel against them, or to somehow, it might somehow cause a kind of inner conflict within us, which would be disadvantageous to our makeup, to our biological sort of structure. And so I think it's possible that we have this illusion of free will in order to, in some way, keep our conscious minds occupied, to allow the brain to function and do its thing without any kind of conflict, and to allow the deterministic process to occur in a more productive and a more efficient manner. And perhaps the best way for that to, or the most advantageous way for our brains to be most productive, is to give us this illusion of free will, this illusion of self-consciousness that we have. And so, as I said, this isn't necessarily the view that I would personally ascribe to, but it's certainly quite an interesting way of looking at it, because if we are determined, then there must be a biological reason why we are determined. There must be a reason why we have this illusion of free choice and this illusion of free will. And so I definitely think that there's something that we're missing, something that we're not quite understanding when it comes to to this whole free will versus determinism debate. I don't believe that it's quite as black and white as either one or the other, free will or determinism, and so that I think that we need some sort of radical rethink of all of our previous beliefs regarding the two, and we don't need to necessarily think of them as polar opposites, but perhaps somehow complementing each other to provide or to benefit our species and our own evolution.